All right, hello everybody. Welcome back to another edition of the Rock and Roll Geezer Show, where we talk about the latest rock news that's happened the previous week. And I'm your host Murph, and up here from the Midwest, the cold Midwest. Obviously, you see the snow behind me. We're not gonna see a third. We're not even gonna see a 30. I think we got one 30-degree day coming up in the next 10. So we're in the belly of the winter beast. It just sucks. But so we'll just talk about some rock and roll for you. But we got we got the woes of a young and up and coming band. We're gonna talk about Brett Michaels and the Poison debacle. Tommy Lee back in the news and not in a good way. Yeah, a little milestone on the Eagles and an R.I.P. we got to get to, and a few other stories, dinosaurs and whatnot. We'll talk about. And I'm your host Murph, and over there on the other end is Doc Fox. How you doing there, Doc?
Oh yeah, just hunkered down deep in the deep freeze
Ah,
here in the frozen tundra.
I tell you,
yeah,
man, this
yeah,
blows
it's
so
crazy.
bad. Jeez, yeah,
You
until
know,
like March first.
as now as I'm approaching retirement age, I
Mm-hmm.
start thinking, maybe heading down south, man. But I don't know.
I
I
know.
don't know.
Well, if I could, come on, Lotto. I bought my Lotto ticket for
Right?
tomorrow. Come on, Lotto, because at least I'll spend 2.5 months or so down in Florida. You know, like January and February, because it just blows up here in the Midwest, and then we're just tired of it. Yeah, jeez. Ugh.
Yeah,
Okay.
Florida. I mean, that's the kind of God's waiting room down there, man. It's kind of I don't know, but you know,
Yeah.
maybe somewhere, yeah, maybe like I don't know, Tennessee or something. I don't know.
Oh
Anyway,
yeah.
but
Oh
yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
And they
definitely got a few stories to get into, and yeah, this first story is not our obvious kind of story we get into, but this kind of caught my eye, and I thought it'd be
yeah,
something we
yeah.
kind of talk about. But here's a more of
Yeah, here we go. Talk about there
more
they
of an
are.
example. Yeah,
Yeah. This is a witch fever. Never heard of them, but apparently they are one of UK's best young bands. And the headline reads from the good people of Hammer. It says we're broke. We can't get jobs, and we just did 2 months in arenas and stadiums. So, yeah, it says that one of the UK's best young bands have revealed the depressing reality of playing rock music in 2026. And I can sort of see their point, but, we talk about this all the time. It says that one of the most highly rated young rock bands in Britain have revealed that they are struggling to make ends meet despite having just played some of Europe's biggest venues. And they recently completed an arena tour of Europe with Danish rockers Volbeat. Who did you see them with me down there in
no,
Tinley?
no,
I saw them.
no.
Yeah, I saw them. I
Okay.
think they opened. Yeah, I saw them, and they claim that they are broke, painting a depressing picture of the continuing struggles facing upcoming bands. And the singer Amy Hope Wadpole, that's got to be a British name. Amy
Yeah, yeah.
Hope Wadpole tells 101 Part-Time Jobs podcast, we're so broke as F, and we just did 2 months in arenas. We also can't get a job because we're back on tour in March, so nobody will hire us. And that is a conundrum right there. Yeah. They can't have regular jobs. Maybe
Right.
they can do food delivery or something, one of those, what do you call them, gig jobs. But she goes on to say, this is just crazy that this is what the music industry is like at the moment. I'm currently living off 4 grand of my late mother's pension that I got at the end of last year. This is obviously rapidly running out, so it's quite a depressing landscape at the moment. And then the bassist Alex Thompson adds, we just got off a tour with Volbeat. We did 2 months in arenas and stadiums. We played Wembley. We got to the end of it, and our profit is all stuck in withholding taxes across Europe. That line sort of stuck out to me. All of their profit is all stuck in withholding taxes. What the hell's the tax rate
Yeah,
over
I don't know
there?
the tax structure over there. Yeah, it's real weird over there,
That's a
man. But
weird. I read that, and that just seemed to stick out. What do you mean withholding taxes? Does that
Yeah,
mean
I
you're
don't know
not
how
going
they
to get
do it.
anything?
Yeah, I don't know how they
Across
do that.
Europe. So what are they dealing with different countries and stuff? Over here in the U.S., it's all the state. It's like 50
Right,
different countries right here. Boom. Over there, yeah, you got it. Every country's got their own
right.
doohickeys and whatchamabobs and
And we've talked about not only the difficulties of touring, but in particular touring in Europe. And we've been talking since, well, God, since the pandemic, pretty much how bands have
right,
been canceling tours and not going through with tour, all kinds of stuff because just the logistics of you can't make any money. It
right,
just costs
yeah.
so much, and.
And it says here, they're signed to a subsidiary of Sony Music, and they're not the first band to be stung by the cost of touring in Europe and the difficulty making money on the road. In 2023, the Agonist, never heard of them, but canceled a string of summer European shows to avoid losing, quote, a dangerous amount of money. Anthrax pulled out of a tour in 2022 and canceled their
I remember that.
scheduled
Yeah, we talked
European.
about that. Yeah,
Yes, their
yeah.
federal appearances in 2023 due to spiraling costs. So, I don't know. Boy, it says here in recent years of complexity and the costs associated with working and touring, from rising travel and crew expenses to additional paperwork and compliance requirements, have grown significantly. And we are hearing from increasing number of musicians seeking support to reduce the risk of financial loss. So, rising travel and crew costs, additional paperwork and compliance requirements. Geez, why bother? At some point, just go. At somebody, just go play the local bar. Geez, my gosh, that's horrible. And insights from industry bodies within music highlight the negative impact Brexit has had for musicians, with UK music and many of its members campaigning for a reduction in the red tape and additional sector
Oh,
support.
okay.
Brexit. That's where
Yeah,
they
yeah.
was that the no,
Where
that
Britain
wasn't
broke
exit,
off from the
or did they
European
break
Union.
off?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh boy, but at the same time, you hear all the time back in the days where musicians are living in vans forever and shit. Just
Well,
you
that's what I was
know,
gonna say. It's the tale as old as rock and roll. Bands, struggling to make it and not making any money, but it's particularly bad these days. I mean, and you would think it wouldn't be. There's so many more revenue channels. You got streaming and you got all this other stuff. You think that there'd be other ways to make money, but no, it's. And there's lots of reasons. One, music's just not what it was.
right?
Two, the venues are taking so much more. Like we said, we've talked about where they're even
Talked
charging
about with the
percentage of the merch and everything
merch
else. Yeah.
tables. Yeah, yeah,
So just you get squeezed and squeezed and squeezed. Pretty soon. And like I said, some people say, "Oh, yeah, woe is me." Yeah, I couldn't
yeah,
go out and be a rock star either. Live my life as a rock star because I had to get a real job. So yeah, go get a real job. But I mean, at
yeah,
some point, we need up and coming bands, man. We
yeah.
need bands to be able to make it. Or, yeah, they're not going to live in the lap of luxury, but at least be able to survive. Just
Yeah, yeah, it's such a tough spot. The technology has really screwed that situation up. It hasn't made it much better. Yeah, yeah, you put out you create a good song. You can actually record it at home with the technology
yeah.
these days. Put it out there, and still it's a crapshoot, and you ain't gonna make shit for money. So boy, oh boy, I see their point. It was bad back then, but at least when you were good enough, you'd put out a record and you'd actually sell, and make
Right.
money off of
You
that.
can make money off
Nowadays,
of
you
that.
can't
Yeah,
even
yeah.
do that. You can't even do that, and most of these outlets, most of these bands, the only financial outlet they have is gigs, and then they go to do a tour, and here we go. Yeah, like all the
And like I
costs
said, over
associated,
there, you're crossing. You're not crossing state lines. You're crossing borders,
country
and
lines. Yeah.
it becomes a whole different deal. And
I feel for them. I feel for them, but you know, don't be a musician like me. I worked my whole life, and now I'm able to do. But my body's shot as
now
hell.
you're too. Oh yeah, you're not going on tour. You're
I'm
not.
not going on
Yeah.
tour, but I'm playing some clubs, and I'm gonna have fun. But yeah, I chose the path of working my whole life, so Boy, that's got to be
Well,
tough
yeah, you
for
get a
them.
family, you got mouths to feed and bills to pay, and
Well,
you can't
each of
you
those
can't live
band
the
members,
fantasy life as a
each
rock
of
star. You gotta
each of those band members needs to marry a spouse who's got a real solid job with health insurance and stuff. And they can go out on tour and still have health insurance and an
yeah, but then
income coming. I
that's a
know
whole
that's not
nother
rock and roll. That's
that's a whole nother talk show there. But it's just
I feel for them.
it's tough, man.
Oh, remember last week we talked about Poison and how Brett Michaels was gonna take $6 for every dollar the other guys made, and so they just canceled the whole damn 40th anniversary tour. Well, Brett Michaels has responded, and it's
If you
an
want to call it
odd
that, yeah,
response.
yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not. He didn't respond to that, which is really disappointing.
Well, that's what
Either,
all the headlines were saying. Brett Michaels responds to Ricky Rocket's
but he
accusations of
didn't respond to that
they didn't
particular
respond to that.
thing.
No,
No,
no.
no, no, no. He addressed the other band and all this stuff. He says to Green Day and Bad Bunny, congratulations on the Super Bowl concert. He wrote, I cannot wait to watch it, and I cannot wait to announce a bucket list NFL dream come true. He continues, to my friend Ricky Rocket, have fun tonight with my good friend. Hang on here.
That's for
uh,
me. I'm not here.
no, we're gonna go. We're gonna pause for a second here. Oh, oh yeah, yeah. I just got a call from a granddaughter I had to take real quickly there. Back to back to Brett. Yeah, he says, congratulations, blah blah blah, and he says congratulations to Ricky Rackett. Have fun tonight with my good friend Eddie Trunk and enjoy the Metal Hall of Fame. But and then he says, as always, I consider Poison to be
I'd
Bobby.
forgotten about not to interrupt, but I'd forgotten about that.
What's
That
that?
seemed odd at the time that Ricky Rocket's going into the Metal Hall of Fame just by himself. Just
Why?
that's got to be a bought thing. Gotta be,
What the
right?
hell? Yeah, was just him. What the hell? Uh, Yeah, that don't make sense. Boy, here we
Yeah.
go.
I
Politics,
remember hearing
whatever.
about that, and I'd long forgotten about it. But yeah. Anyway,
And anyway, he says that as always, I consider Poison to be Bobby, Cece, Ricky, and myself. I also make no bones about loving the BMB, the Brett Michaels band, and will always have both in my life. Bottom line, I love music, I love the fans, and I'm always forever grateful. Onward and upward, and let's all focus on the positive in 2026 and the potential for a future reunion. Not if you're making $6 for every dollar they're making. Jeez, what a really, how, no explanation, no, I didn't mean it. I didn't mean,
you know what?
no.
Reading
Wow.
between the lines, one might surmise that he's saying, "Hey, I got another band I can go out on tour
That's
with."
pretty much, yeah, yeah.
You
And he
know?
is going on tour with them this
Yeah, yeah,
summer,
he's
I
out right
think.
now. Yeah, he was just in
Oh,
town. Yeah,
there you
yeah.
go, boy, oh boy. Wow, that's so rotten. What a jerk. Really, I'd hold back on his insulin or something just to be a jerk. Gosh almighty, that's
Hide
terrible,
his
man.
bandanas
The
from him.
fact,
Yeah,
well, the fact that he didn't even
hide the
address
eyeliner
it.
and bandanas. Oh my
He,
god.
he didn't even address it though. That's just wow. Wow, 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 wow. So, $6 for every. He's. I can imagine how much he's screwing his Brett Michaels band members.
What
You
that's what
know,
I'm saying. He must be making 6-1 with those guys. But if you remember
jeez.
when we saw them, their guitar player, quite honestly, might be the worst guitarist I've ever seen where I've paid like a paying gig, man. He was horrible. And remember how with the sound you were complaining how the
Oh
sound
yeah,
was?
all night
Yeah,
long had that low
yeah,
hum.
yeah,
They couldn't get out of the PA. It was horrible. It was one of those gigs. There were so few people there. They wouldn't let us sit on the lawn. They put
that's
us
right. Yeah,
under the pavilion.
yeah, yeah.
And yeah, the sound was horrible all night long. It's like this is.
Guitar
It was
player, I
like
just
a
remember him just being the
droning.
sloppiest. Just yeah, just I'm like, where did he get this? He probably is making 6-1 with those guys.
Gosh, 'cause, yeah, he'll probably make like
But they're not going to draw. Go out with
exactly.
poison, and they're going to be drawing 6-1 when you're
Jeez,
drawing. You know,
wow, he really didn't think that one out too well, as far as I can see. Way to go, Brett, you big fat dope, big dope. I tell you, man, really, these rock and rollers, they just blow. They all blow. So It is what it is.
No, no, no. See, you know what? It's not all of them, but there's always one. There's always one. Which, by the way, I'm glad I thought of that. I almost let this go. All right, so I'm thinking, okay, so here's Poison, got all four original members. How many bands out there can still do that?
Yeah,
I
yeah,
could think of two. I could think Poison and U2. That's all
yeah.
I got. I Anybody else think
I
anything want to
haven't
put it in
thought
the
of that. I
comments
haven't
below,
thought of
please?
that. But
But how many
yeah,
bands can even do original members?
and yeah,
So
what an opportunity. But no, no, he obviously wants to stay. He's happy with his little band he's doing with the Brett Michaels band. So what a dope! What a big fat dope! And his answer was no. His response was no legitimate
no
answer.
response. Yeah, yeah.
There's no response. How dare you? Oh
How
man,
dare
you
you?
here we go. I like this
Our
one though.
boy Tommy Lee.
This guy, Tommy. Hi, Tommy. Smoking a bolt, smoking something there. Yeah, yeah. Well, he's in a
I
bit
think he's
of
got a few
trouble.
more face tattoos by now. I got that picture's maybe
Yeah, yeah,
little
yeah.
bit.
Well, I tried to find a picture of the gal, and I put up the name, and there were so many different gals with that name that I couldn't figure out which one it was.
Oh,
But in
okay.
any case,
The
this
one
is
that looks like a
whore.
whore.
Look like a whore. Yeah, yeah. Now, yeah. The California law changed January 1st, giving sexual abuse victims a chance to go back. You know, if something had the time limits had run
The
out,
statute of
the
limitations
statute of
is up.
limitations,
Yeah.
they just sort of blew that through the window. So now you can
No.
go back. And by golly, yeah, this Heather Taylor is her name. Heather. She's refiled her sexual assault lawsuit against Motley Crue drummer Tommy Lee, reviving allegations that date back more than 2 decades. Back, boy, the legislature did something there. So 20 years ago,
Oh God,
there
that
were
was back when he was with Pam, right? Mid
boy, I
'90s
don't know. The
or
renewed legal action is
early
now moving
2000s, I guess.
forward.
Whatever. Yeah.
It's moving forward under California Assembly Bill 250, a newly enacted law that reopens adult sexual assault claims that were previously blocked by statute of limitations. And yeah, and Tyler's new filing comes nearly 3 years after she voluntarily dismissed her original 2023 complaint. This time, however, the legal landscape has changed in her favor, and good old Assembly Bill 250, we'll just call it AB 250 at this point, which took effect on January 1st, creates a fresh window allowing survivors to pursue a civil claim that had previously expired under the terms. And boy, in a statement to Rolling Stone, Taylor made clear that her earlier dismissal should not be mistaken for surrender. Boy, it's, if anyone thought my prior dismissal was a retreat, they vastly miscalculated my stamina. Oh boy, I'm okay.
You know, that's just such a mess, isn't it? That
Now I have the law
they're
in my
victimized by
favor.
something. You got to should I file? Should I just no get justice? You know, it's just I don't know.
Yeah,
But
well,
you
now
know
she
what
has a
though?
law in her favor and she's seeking justice. Yeah,
I get thinking. All right, so you're in California. They put this law. This is California now. So
well,
there's going to be more cases like this, no doubt, man, no doubt.
oh, yeah. Yeah.
There's sexual assault. That's a sexual assault capital of the world, man. There's going to be there'll be more.
And the updated complaint includes multiple legal claims, including sexual battery, gender violence, intentional infliction of emotional distress, and negligence. Wow. Wow,
You know,
negligence.
if,
She,
if
he,
we were
should, she,
monet
he
if we
neglected
were
her.
monetized, we wouldn't be able to say sexual assault. They would censor us.
Yeah, that's something I would have to beep out. This is
We would have to
insane.
say
This
SA.
is
We would have to
insane.
say
I
SA.
see
Yeah,
that
yeah,
a lot. I see that a
yeah.
lot on some of the videos when they have touchy subjects. The amount of stuff they have to beep out is ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
like, what the hell? What kind of clown show is this now? You have to beep out, you have to unalive somebody. or somebody has been unalived
Yeah.
instead of shot or
Dude, I'm
something.
watching Professor of Rock, and he's talking about the Cher back in the '70s Cher songs, and he cannot say most of the titles. He can't say half breed. He can't say dark lady. He can't say gypsies, tramps, and thieves. He can't say anything.
See, it's
It's just
insane. We're not moving
play. Yeah,
forward. We're
yeah.
not moving forward. Technology is not moving us forward, turning us into, I don't know, robots, baby. I'll be a probot myself. Yeah, whatever that is. I don't know what the hell. But yeah, so there you go. You know,
Oh, Dave Grohl was in that band though.
Tommy Lee back in court, and boy, you know, boy, what a dude. What this guy. Jeez, you know, I don't just so much.
And in other Tommy Lee related news, you see that story of Ronnie Radke out there about his old lady. Remember that whole story? Some
Oh,
catfish story. I can't even remember all the details of
I
that.
know,
We
and it's
talked
still
about it, but I
going.
can't
It's
remember all of
it's
it. Yeah,
still
yeah.
going. I saw. Jeez, I
So now
was.
he's posting something else about it, getting it fired
Yeah.
up again. It's
Oh
just,
yeah, yeah. My
it's like
gosh,
junior high kids, man. It's
this is
unbelievable.
insane. Yeah, yeah. These are grown adults, and you know, it's just insane. And you know, but she seems to be the you know, the center of everything here. You
Right?
know, I mean, there you go, boy. Hell hath no fury like the wrath like a woman's fear. I don't know what the hell that means. I can't remember what that says. But anyway, he's
Basically, women
screwed,
screw up
man.
everything.
I'm sure we'll be talking about this case quite a bit, coming, you know, in the
And
future.
there'll be others, I'm sure. I have no doubt. I have no doubt there will be other cases that will come out. So
Oh, there's all sorts of weird stuff, you know,
who
with
knows who it'll
actors right
be?
now.
You can only guess, but
With
you can only
actors like
speculate.
Timothy Busfield, you
Oh yeah,
know,
yeah, yeah.
one of the nerds, one of the Revenge
Right,
of the
right.
Nerds dudes.
Yeah,
He's in a shitload of trouble.
yeah.
These stupid people, you stupid
And he's
people.
married to Melissa Gilbert. He's married to
Boom, man.
Half Pint for
Boom
crying out loud.
shakalaka. You
Yeah.
know, what are you doing, dude? You got Melissa at home, boy. Oh, come to
They're
me,
just
Melissa.
yeah.
Come to me. Oh, damn, man. What a dude. But anyway, yeah, way to go, Tommy, you big fat dope. And here we go. This is an amazing story. This is great. This is wild. There they are, the Eagles. The Eagles, baby. Yeah, they have become their greatest hits has become the first quadruple diamond certified album. Wow. Released 50 years ago. And it's also the fifth best selling album globally. How about that? Eagles' greatest hits. A
So yeah,
quadruple diamond certified. That
that's
means I
40
think that's
million.
40 million albums.
Diamonds 10, so quadruple 40. So yeah, that's the biggest selling album in the U.S. I always thought it was Thriller. I knew those two were kind of, but then again, it's the greatest hits album too. So I don't know if but it sold that many. I mean, it
Well,
is that.
you know, yeah, it is. It is, you know, released in '76. Yeah, yeah. So the first album to hit that milestone. How about that? Boy, what do they get for it? You know, diamonds and rust. Ah, thank you. Yeah, little Joan. Who was that? Joan Baez did that song, Diamonds and Rust. I know Judas Priest redid it, but I
Before
think it was
Judas Priest. That's
Joan
right. Yeah.
Baez, I
Yeah, yeah,
believe.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, yeah. How about that? And to celebrate the album's 50th anniversary this year, the Eagles are sharing a new edition of the record,
Oh, of course. Yeah.
which will be available on February 17th and pressed on clear 180-gram vinyl, not the cheap shit, Doc, not the
Right.
120-gram. No, no, they're
I've got
going
the
for the
original
prime
pressing
shit.
on vinyl. I don't have this special.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got the old
180
school.
gram, dude. That's a lot
Yeah,
of
I know.
grams. Yeah, that's a lot of grams. And so, how about that? So yeah, that's so cool. And as well
So
as the
yeah, look at
greatest
the
hits
list. Like I said, I
record.
always thought it was Thriller. So here's a list of the top few. So this is U.S. and then I'll do the worldwide. So U.S. Uh, Eagles greatest hits 40 million. Thriller 34 million. So they're a
So
good way.
wait,
They're
Eagles
60
are
mil
40
behind.
million and Thriller's 34.
34, yeah. So they're good
Wow,
ways behind it.
wow.
Third is another Eagles album, Hotel California, 28 million.
Oh, good call. Good times.
Number four, just 1 million behind them. Back in Black.
Oh, Back in Black. Ooh, I
Next
hit the
one,
sack.
3 million behind them at 24 million. Led Zeppelin 4.
Oh, Hammer of the Gods,
And
baby. Hammer of the
and the
Gods.
sixth highest, we'll just do the ones that are over 20 million, is Fleetwood Mac Rumors.
Fleetwood Mac. Yeah.
So
Needles.
there's your U.S. sales. So worldwide, number one is Thriller, 70 million, dudes. Well,
Jeez.
you know the Eagles aren't a worldwide, but they're very much a U.S. band. I mean, they're very, they don't have worldwide appeal. I don't. They're very. I
Uh,
mean, they've sold a lot of albums worldwide, but the vast majority is in the U.S. So
yeah.
anyway, so Thriller 70
Thriller.
million.
Sure.
Second, Back in Black, 50 million.
I hit the sack. Yeah.
Third, Whitney Houston, The Bodyguard at 45
Oh,
million.
and I will
Also,
always love that movie.
yeah. Also
Okay.
45, Dark Side of the Moon.
Well, it's about time. Yeah. On the
And then
charts for 17 years.
the next two are where the Eagles come in, greatest hits at 44. So they've only sold 4 million outside the US.
See,
That's,
nobody knows who the
yeah.
hell they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Put
And
on
then
some
Hotel
face paint and,
California
and
is
fix your nose.
34. So they sold actually a little more than that worldwide than their greatest hits.
How
So yeah,
about
that's kind of
that?
where we stand with the yeah.
Uh,
I remember for
Good
a
for them.
while, Meatloaf "Bad Out of Hell" was up there, but it's kind of slid off.
Yeah, yeah. Yep, good old meat. Wait, what was he called at first? Was it Couscous? I think on
Oh,
South Park.
on South Park, yeah.
They called him
Till till
Couscous.
till Chef,
Chef, yeah. You
yeah,
need something a little meatier.
yeah, yeah.
That was so great. Oh boy. So the way to go, Eagles, man. Super giant diamond jubilee kind of stuff there. That's very cool.
I
You
think about
know.
40 million in the U.S. There's 330 million. So that's like what, one out of every 8 people, 9 people, whatever. That's
Oh
pretty
yeah.
crazy, man.
It's wild, man. It's crazy. I don't have it myself, but more power to
Well, I
folk.
got 2 copies, so there you go.
Ah. Yeah, and a special R.I.P. This. We got them dropping like flies. So we usually have at least one a week, and there he is, Francis Buckles, who was the bass player of the Scorpions and Michael Schenker's Temple of Rock. So, by golly, yeah, there we go. Born 54, so let me see. You're like 2 years, 72 then, huh? 2 years older than me. Ugh. I don't care. I don't care. The creeping darkness is coming. Who cares at this point, Just have a
Stay
good
away
time,
from the
man.
light, my man.
Unless it's a stage light, brother. Yeah.
There you go.
So yeah, yeah, yeah. Apparently he played through their early years. 73 to I think 92 he played. So he was a big part of their major
Yeah,
years.
right there in the meat of the band. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
At 73, but as we know, they're celebrating 60 years. They've been around since
That's right.
65.
That's right.
So I don't know who they had before
65.
then,
Jeez.
but
Oh
yeah, once
God.
he left them, then he's been playing with Michael Schenker and did a little bit with the Uli Roth too. So kind of staying in that
Holy.
Scorpions family,
Sure.
kind of.
Yeah, yeah.
Uh,
But yeah, there you go, man. They're peeling away though. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So R&P. Oh, also a quick note on him. Pardon me. In '78, he founded a PA and stage lighting rental company, Rock Sound, in Germany. The company began as a way to distribute special exponential loudspeaker cabinets Buckholz had developed, but also to provide employment for the Scorpions roadies when not on tour. That's pretty cool.
nice.
Isn't
That
that
is
nice?
cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They got a place to work when they're not on tour. Boy, wow.
Wow, that's a dude, man. Yeah.
Isn't that great? Man, oh man. Yeah, he died from cancer. Doggone it. 71 on
Yeah.
January 22nd. But I saw that. It's like, boy, there's a dude. Started up a company and had roadies work it when they weren't gigging. Boy,
Right.
that's ideal.
It's brilliant.
Good
Yeah.
for him, man. Well done. Well
Brilliant.
done. Well done, good man. Okay, moving on here. Where I love this picture. This picture here of Dave Grohl and his daughter because She's got that look that looks like this picture was taken right
Right?
after she found out that he was
Yep.
cheating on her mom.
Yep.
Gosh, that's Violet Grohl. Yeah, yeah, Violet
Or it could
Grohl.
be just typical teenager, quite honestly. I mean, that's the way a lot of them look. That's the way my daughter looks in pictures. Just, man, okay.
Yeah, but apparently, yeah, she's a singer. Obviously, she's been showing up with Dad here and there, and she got signed up with what Republic Records? Was that?
Ah, they got it there? I don't know.
Yeah, yeah. She's apparently very talented, and she's got signed up to a record label. Which, in this day and age, I question why even bother. Why do you need a record label? I mean, number one, her dad's got that big freaking board
Right?
from Sound City. I mean, he could record everything she needs. I don't know. Do you actually have to record a record to have it distributed, or can you just put it out there in the internet? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. But she's
Well, a
apparently
lot of
out there.
people are definitely bypassing that, and they're doing fine without the major label. So yeah,
Oh, and
but
nowadays,
she's got a name. She's got a name. She's coming out of the gate. So yeah,
yeah.
having that major label to kind of push you, that might be a different thing. So but remember, the rumor for a little while was that she was going to front. They were going to go Nirvana, and
Yeah.
they were going to go back out, and she was going to front them. And of course, I always thought it was just so that she could keep an eye on Dave. That was part of the that was part of the conditions that the wife set out.
Sure, sure. Keep
Uh,
an eye on your father.
yeah,
Okay, Ma. Well, she's making it on her own. Apparently, she can learn any instrument real quick and got a great voice. So we'll see. We'll see how it
well,
goes. More power
apple
to
don't
her.
fall far from the tree, I guess, man, because
Keep an eye
they
on
can play
tell
anything
Dad to
too. So.
keep it in his pants. All right, all right. Can we do that? Here we go. Look at here. Oh, oh, that's beautiful, isn't that? Isn't that beautiful? That is the 67 million year old Triceratops skull. And
Doesn't
they've
look a day
named it,
over 55 million.
I swear, isn't that true? And they've named it after Ozzy Osbourne. Oh, the late Black Sabbath frontman is now the subject of a dinosaur themed tribute. How about that, man? Jeez. The fossilized remains of a magnificent dinosaur skull have been named in honor of the Triceratops skull, which dates from the late Cretaceous period, which is,
Oh yeah,
as you well know, that's 68 to 66 million years ago. And it's going to go on public display at the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show, an annual event held at multiple locations across the city later this month. Wow. How about that? And it was found in Montana. That is too cool. I always think of dinosaurs over somewhere
yeah,
else.
Africa or something.
But
Yeah,
yeah,
right.
yeah, and yeah, but it's been restored by
Oh,
the
they were everywhere. So yeah.
GeoWorld Paleontological Laboratory in Italy. Oh, they had the Italians working on it. Yeah, so freaking A. And it just named it Ozzy, just simply Ozzy.
Yeah,
That
we knew that there would be different things like this coming on, but I didn't see this one, the dinosaur skull.
Well, now,
That
didn't
wasn't
they
on the
name a
list.
dinosaur after Black Sabbath or Tony Iommi or something? Hang on here. Let me check my.
Ooh,
Hang
that
on
sounds
here.
vaguely familiar.
Hang on
Murphy.
here. Let me check my. I'm checking my
Yeah, yeah.
pictures right now. Yeah. Let me see. Tony Iommi fossil. Where is it? There it is.
Okay.
Let me see. Here
Yeah,
it comes. Yeah, there's Tony's fossil right there.
yeah. Okay.
So they're getting all sorts of kudos in the dinosaur world. Boy, oh boy, yeah. Yeah. Huh? Yeah, yeah. Iommi is. I'll be darned. How about that, Doc? Yeah. What's next now? Geezer needs a. Obviously, Geezer's got to have his own dinosaur for crying out loud. So we'll see. We'll see what happens in that respect, anyway. So way to go, Oz,
He just
man.
gets one of those like the star registry things or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, he's got to get something doggone it.
All right.
But boy, oh boy. Oh man, man, oh man, oh man, oh Shevitz. But anyway, before we leave, before we bug out, I just got to point out, we talk about how all our rock stars are aging and stuff, and a lot of the classic rock bands, some of them don't even have original members. And I'm talking about Uriah Heep here. I saw him back in their original days with the original man, and the Demons and Wizards days, musician's birthday and all that, and they were just outstanding. And they're just down to one original member, Mick Box. All the rest have passed away, and it turns out that Mick Box is he's having to take off the whole tour for health
Yeah,
reasons.
there you go.
The whole tour. So that's it. Now you're right. He
Gotta be
doesn't
approaching
even.
80, right?
Let me see. They have his actual
Mid
age here.
70s anyway.
Oh, at least a mid
Oh,
seventies.
Springsteen just had a birthday. He's 76, so he's probably older than Springsteen.
Oh, he's 78. He's 78.
78, yeah,
But yeah,
okay.
so yeah, and the thing is, apparently this is the first show he's missed since 1969. So that's
Whoa.
pretty stunning. That I saw that in the article, and I'm,
You get
it's
like a
probably
perfect
true.
attendance plaque for that one?
But I
That's pretty
swear,
good, man.
yeah, that's good attendance star. Get a gold star for that one.
Right?
But he's missing out on the whole tour. So there we go. Here we go. Here we go again. I imagine they'll be done with, or they'll just move on with, just like a foreigner, just keep the music alive and move on, keep moving forward with new players and no originals. So there you go, man. Doggone it. Oh, they were great in the day, though, all with Davy Byron on the vocals. Oh, my Ken Hensley. Yeah, pretty badass, man. But there you go, man. That's, another bunch of rock stars doing wacky stuff and all that good thing. So I'm sure we'll have a lot of repeats on today's show. We'll probably be talking about Poison again and Tommy Lee, obviously, and maybe Violet Grohl. We'll see what happens. But in any case, thanks a lot for stopping by. And why don't you take us home there, Doc?
Yes, yes. Thanks for checking in, everybody. Definitely greatly, greatly appreciate it. And nice to kill a 45 minutes while you're hunkered down for the winter.
Yeah,
And greatly, but you have a million choices to do that. And we really appreciate you picking us for
sure.
45 minutes for a little bit. Just checking out, keeping up what's going on in the rock world. As you know, we do this every single week. So stop by again next Tuesday. Start say Monday. See, I
Uh,
forgot we're on Tuesdays now. We'll be back here
yes.
on next Tuesday. So till then, have a great rock and roll filled week, everybody.